And we are off to game number 1 then, Villese versus JorDan. With game number 1 taking place in Scandinavia, we have Byzantines for Villese, we have Malay for JorDan.
Swasti. Apa syasananya baginda?
There we go. The players begin with 1 river each. 1 river on the back for each player. This is something that we were talking about earlier. Not earlier today, actually. This is something that we were talking about, you know, before this weekend. And somebody was asking if the generation still allows. I think it might have been Dan. He was asking if it was still possible for players to generate with 1 river behind each player, right? So that's exactly what we get right now. And this is actually very interesting because sometimes you're going to get players kind of generate on a line in between the rivers, right? Kind of generate on a line through the center of the map in parallel to both the rivers, and you have to make a choice. Do you want to go for the river up to the north? Do you want to go for the river down the south? Or do you want to go for the river, you know, depending on the orientation of the map, you have to make a choice. But over here, it's quite clear Villese will go for a dock on the back river because it'll be too time consuming to go for the other river, right? So he would fall behind significantly, and we see that JorDan's got a dock already up. As a matter of fact, he's kind of beaten Villese to it already. But this also means that you know where your opponent's going for fish. So you do not have to guess over here. And if you want to go for a sneaky dock, all you gotta do is just send the villager forward and you'll get there. As for the civilizations, the bonuses, and the map generations, we'll take a look at Villese first and with Byzantines. The blue players got, for starters, 10, 15, 10, 20 actually, 30 and 40% extra HP on buildings and Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as a 25% discount on Skirm Spear and Camel Rider units. Free Town Watch, Free Town Patrol, as well as a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age and 25% faster attacking Fire Line ships. Team bonus also makes their monks heal units faster, and taking a look at the map generation for the blue player, we have 1 goal forward, this is going to be the main one, and then we have a secondary goal towards the southwest. We have a secondary goal towards the northeast. And then there is the stone towards the east, and that'll be about it. If we take a look at what they could go for in terms of walls, well, we already have a hint at what Villese wants to go for, because it's already gone for the walls from here to here and here to here, and here to the edge of the map. I'm not really sure this is actually open. Still, let me take a look. I don't think it is. It's closed. Yeah. It's closed. So he could potentially also go for the walls around the right hand side, either from here to here, just connect to the house, connect to the goal, and then connect to the river. And he will be left completely safe, but he wouldn't be able to secure this one. He wouldn't be able to secure this one either. Those would be part of the walls. So ideally, I would like to see instead the blue player go for something like this around the house and around the goal so he can secure this. Regardless though, taking a look at the map generation for JorDan and his civilization, and starting with the civilization. The red player with Malay gets 66% faster research in ages, which saves him about 40% of the age research time. That is to say, if he clicks up to the next stage, before Villese gets to 40% of research in the age himself, JorDan will still be there faster. On the other hand, Malay will also get 30 and 40% cheaper Battle Elephant Line units in the Castle and Imperial Ages as well. For Malay, as well as that, we are going to have 33% cheaper fish traps that provide 300% additional food. For the team bonus, finally, we have twice the line of sight on docks, and now taking a look at the map generation for JorDan. Well, the red player's got the main goal for them. Take a look at the walls he's going for right now, before we take a look at much of anything else. He's got an archer range coming up over here. He's going to secure himself forward. If he goes for something like this as well, towards the river, even if this goal is too far away and it's going to be kind of inaccessible, he will be able to secure this one. he will be able to secure this stone, and he'll be able to secure so much wood over here. 1, 2, 3 wood lines that we can see from the get-go. And because of this, I'm liking JorDan's position a lot better. We were talking about the potential for sneaky talks in the past, but so far nobody has gone for any of that. And JorDan, being the careful player he is, being the cautious player he is going for a galley even if he doesn't really know if Villese is there. As a matter of fact, he sent a villager around to get the second dock up, but there is no sight of Villese whatsoever, so... yeah, JorDan's obviously going to be fine. He's got a spearman going forward. He wants to know where Villese is so that he can go for a sneaky dog himself too.
Sananya Baginda.
There we go.
Yasakuka Baginda.
Presto. Ein. Impero.
Hey there, good attitude. Welcome. Hope everything's going alright. And yeah, villages here for both these guys. Interestingly enough, Villese has been able to keep up with worker count for the most part. That's because of the extra fishing ship. So it's got the 9th fishing ship coming up over here, while JorDan's going to be on 7. That's going to put both these guys on the same worker count for the most part. And JorDan, by going up to the fuel age faster, should have gotten ahead by 2 villages. And you take a look at the villager count, and he is 2 villages ahead. But just barely. He got a little bit of a rough patch over there, and Villese was able to catch up. And at times, it even seems as if Villese will be ahead by 1 worker unit as well. By the way, guys, does anybody want to play the prediction contest? Let me know, because I have to start it manually, and we're already 11 minutes into the game. So if we have enough interest, I can enable the prediction contest for 2 minutes. Since we are already well into the game, otherwise we are just going to have it for game number 2, perhaps.
Ein. Presto. Ein. Impero. Ein.
There we go. Beautiful. Nice pick from Villese. Well done.
Presto. Impero. Presto.
Yeah, now he's going out to the castle. And JorDan shouldn't be struggling too much over here, right? Should be on his way up as well. He does click up a little bit later, but he's going to be there significantly sooner. 1 minute and 30 seconds left for him to get there. Meanwhile, Villese, about 2 minutes left for him to get there. So JorDan clicks up a little bit later, gets there a little bit sooner. And I'm very curious as to what your predictions would be for this series in particular, because I don't really have a clear favorite over here. I think I might be liking JorDan just a little bit more, to be honest, but it's not even a huge difference. Villese 4-0 in a best of 5. That's good. By the way, I think this might be open though, isn't it? Yeah, take a look at that. These trees are disconnected, and these trees, they're disconnected, right? I think they are. Uh-oh. This could be really bad for Villese if he doesn't realize about it, and JorDan. Could be really good for JorDan if he realizes about it. Wargali's on the way now for JorDan. And he's gotten a sneaky talk out. And Villese is about to... He knows. Actually, he knew about the first one. And he knows about the second one coming up. And he's going for his own fire galleys. And JorDan, 20 seconds away from the War Galley upgrade, is going to have War Galleys to work with. Not really, because he's got just the 1 galley back home. And then the rest of the units will be fire galleys from him up in the north. Which means that he's going to have fire ships. There we are. Nice. So far, so good for Villese. He's holding on over here to his units until he gets the war galley upgrade himself. So now he should be able to take on the fire ships from JorDan. And most likely he'll end up cleaning this up easily. Yes. So there we go. 2 docks for JorDan. Should have 2 docks over here for Villese as well. And he's gonna be fine. So I appreciate JorDan's attempt over there, but he's not really gotten too much of anything. Oh, but in front of JorDan's base though! He completely disregarded these units. And Villese ended up getting a nice cleanup over here without losing a single unit himself. So we have some land pressure coming up from Villese, and JorDan had some units to defend himself, and emphasis in had. Emphasis on the D right there. Here we go. This is not really going around too much though. To be fair, because JorDan's completely walled off, Villese cannot really sneak in anywhere. He's gonna have to break through anyway. He's got a 4 siege workshop coming up, which I like. And the pressure's going to ramp up from the bull player very soon. Meanwhile on water, JorDan is going right after the fishing ships. He's for the most part just ignoring the fire ships from Villese. And you know what? Seems to be working. Because JorDan's got 13 fishing ships himself compared to Villese's 3 fishing ships, he actually finds himself at a 15 worker lead against Villese. Some of that is because of the faster research in ages, some of that is because of the second TC as well. Because Villese's got the second TC, but he's got a more idle TC time compared to JorDan. But yeah, in the end, Villese will end up getting full control of this water again. Interestingly enough though, the bull player is also sending some villages forward, but check this out! JorDan's patrolling here. Is he patrolling? I'm not really sure, but he's going to find out about Villese's villagers anyway, and JorDan's in a fine position here. As Villese is trying to get the dock up over here. He could potentially get away with this if he tries to bait fire with this villager and then just get the dock up. But now, because JorDan is actually paying attention, he switches targets and he will be able to deny this. So that's very well played in JorDan. JorDan's looking strong. For economy, he's got about 19 extra workers compared to Villese. Another series? Yes. The final one. Is GG already? Yeah, looking pretty tough. Oh, the mango shot over there though. Beautiful. From JorDan as well. Nice. Let's take a look. Yeah, so far, 12-0 Eco KD. Favorite JorDan. He's prioritized trading his fire ships up in the north for fishing ships. He's gotten the villagers down from Villese over here as well for the most part. Yeah, that's another villager going down. Villese was not really paying attention too much. And while JorDan might have kind of dropped the ball with military control, especially on land over here earlier when we saw Villese come in and do a lot of damage over here, he has gotten the most damage done in terms of economy. Not only is Eco KD so good for JorDan, but because he's gotten a much lower amount of idle TC time, despite the fact that he's on 3 TCs compared to only 2 from Villese, the villager lead right now for the Malay player is of 24 extra workers. And another one! Oh no, that's the first village actually going down for JorDan. He just got too excited over there for a moment. So it's gonna be 13-1. JorDan's collecting stone quite heavily as well, so very soon he'll be able to go for a castle, which if he places defensively will put a stop to Villese's push. Fully. While Villese is not collecting any stone. As a matter of fact, he still has enough stone to go for the third TC, and now he's got almost enough wood to go for it, but he's going for a university instead to try and get ballistics. I don't think what ballistics... I don't know what ballistics is going to give Villese, given the fact that he's got just fuel units without too much range to work with. And I think the mountains over here are already good enough to push villagers away from the woodline. But JorDan doesn't even need to hold on to this forest because he's got more on the back. Because of how nice the walls are, he's got two beautiful woodlands over here to collect from. He's been collecting from one already, quite a lot, and he's got to try and balance his economy a little bit more. Try to utilize more than one woodline so that he doesn't get too inefficient. Village is on the way now for Villese, and it's on the way for JorDan. He clicks up a little bit later. And he gets there a lot sooner. How much sooner? A full minute and 11 seconds earlier compared to Villese, despite the fact that he actually clicked up a little bit later. What to expect once JorDan gets to the Imperial Age? Given the fact that he's gonna have enough resources to go for a castle very soon, we could see conscription come up. He's been going for some cavalry upgrades over here. Scale bar number. Seems like he's just gonna try and make a play for full battle elephant. That's going to be interesting. I don't think I have seen a battle elephant. You know, for 40% cheaper, it's kind of a no-brainer. The one thing that really hurts JorDan though is the lack of upgrades, of course, because he does not get even chain bar than armor. +2/+2 or +3/+4 for plate bar than armor, so the elephants are not going to be quite as tanky. They still have plenty of HP though, even without access to bloodlines for JorDan. But we'll see. Right now, he's only on 2 stables, so if he wanted to go for full elephant production over here, he would need to go for, at the very least, a 3rd stable, I would say. The bare minimum, ideally even more than that. Especially if he ever wants to get anywhere near 200 population, but he's unleashing the beasts! He's unleashing the Phantoms, and Villese runs scared for his life after seeing the elephants and calls the GG. Does not want to take the engagement over here in JorDan. Well, boys, JorDan taking game number 1 gets the lead in the series, kind of shattering the dreams of anybody hoping for Villese to get a clean sweep, but making it very interesting because I think Villese is more than capable enough to take at the very least 1 game of the set over here, which means that we will have at the very least 4 games for the final series of the day. But let's go through the achievements first. For military, we see a stronger economy for stronger KD, sorry, for Villese. But because he lost so many villagers, it was not cost effective. For economy, we do see a stronger economy for JorDan, surprising no one. Because of the much higher worker count over here, the red bar is just so much thicker. Compared to the blue one, he had more fishing ships at the end. He had more villagers at the end as well. He was in a much better position in JorDan. This game ended up losing 3 villagers, while Villese, on the other hand, ended up losing 4 villagers and 9 fishing ships. Well done. It's game number 2 is here. Villese will be playing up in the north, towards the northwest actually, with Burgundians, and JorDan's got Berbers towards the southeast. For game number 2, we will enable the predictions though. So, taking a look at who wins game number 2 over here, you're going to have option 1, Villese, and option 2, we're gonna have JorDan. You have 5 minutes to get the predictions going, guys. You can use your channel points. Make sure to do so. Now let's take a look at the civilizations and the map generation for both these guys while we wait for something to happen in arena. Why is there arena never said? Yeah, it's a different type of game when you find the arena over here, and it's one that I do enjoy and in limited doses. So gotta admit, I do not really mind about this too much. But given the civilization matchup over here, I do find it pretty worrying for JorDan. for game number 2, because Berbers, they are not known to be a good arena civilization. So let's go and take a look at the civs, starting with a blue player. Burgundians will give Villese access to eco upgrades 1 each earlier for a 40% food discount. So you can see that he's already gotten double bit X. Besides that, we also get for Burgundians a 50% discount on stable upgrades with access to the cavalry upgrade in the Castle Age. They will also have 25% higher attack and gunpowder units, and for the team bonus. For the team bonus, Burgundians get gold access from relics, as well as food access from relics. So it's gold and food access from relic, or food generation from relics rather. JorDan playing with Berbers instead will have 15 and 20% cheaper cavalry units in the Castle and Imperial Ages, but no bonuses for the early game, which is so important on this map. I guess 10% faster moving villages, which is the other bonus for them, will kind of boost their economy a little bit, but not by too much, and especially because early on you don't really get too many farms, right? For the team bonus, Berbers will also get access to Janitor, which is a mounted skirmisher unit. Now let's go and take a look at the map generation, starting with the blue player once again. So first off, we'll see that Villese has got a gold up in the north. We're gonna see that he's got... Where's the secondary gold? Secondary gold is to the right hand side over here as well. And then we get a stone towards the east of the map. And then the secondary stone is going to be outside the walls. And the secondary gold over here, the remaining one's going to be outside the walls too. And because it's got all of these resources kind of to the back or far away from the walls, it's unlikely that JorDan will be able to spot any of these by sending the scout across the... or along the walls. Well, if we take a look at the map generation instead for the red player, we'll see that Mr. JorDan, he's got 1 goal down south, 1 goal up north over here. Both of these too far from the walls to get potentially scouted. And for stone, we have 1 stone on the back, the main stone. Then the secondary resource will be outside, as we are expecting to see the gold on the stone on the left and right hand sides respectively. And it doesn't seem like anybody's going to really reveal the location of any of the resources to scouting alongside the walls, which means that it's very unlikely we'll see anything like a castle drop to deny more than 1 resource at a time. Finally, taking a look at the relic distribution. And remember guys, predictions are only on for 1.5 more minutes. So, about 90 seconds for you to get your predictions going. Use your channel points to predict who you think is going to win game number 2, with Villese being option 1 and JorDan being option 2. Right now, the bets are looking 100% in favor of Villese, so somebody's got to play the odds over here. Regardless though, taking a look at the relic distribution over here, we're going to see for the blue player, he's got this over here. Relic very close to his base. We have this one over here as well, very close to his base. Meanwhile, the red player on the other hand, the red player's got a goal on the right hand side. Actually, he's got a relic over here on the right hand side, very close to his base. And then the rest will be kind of, you know, contested, because we have this one at the center. And then there's this one kind of far away as well, though it seems like it's a little bit closer to Villese's map compared to JorDan's. And the village is here. Only 20 more seconds for the predictions. Still looking very much one-sided for Villese. And I gotta imagine JorDan's got something planned out over here. Because if he didn't, how does he ever beat the Burgundians? I'll tell you one thing though, he's gonna be the first player to get to the Castle Age. Take a look at the resources. He's got into the field age earlier. He's got a stable coming up and the blacksmith coming up, and he's on his way to the Castle Age. Meanwhile, Villese's got the blacksmith coming up and the stable on the way as well with Burgundians, as we expect to see. Let's take a look to see what JorDan gets going over here. He's got to go for scouts and try to get some map control. So Lee, I can't bet on the phone. Oh, is that so? I had no idea. I need to take a look at some of the newer stats. The last time around that I took a look at Twitch stats, I think it said about 40% to 30% of people watch on their phones. I'm really sure that's the case anymore, or if it's higher right now. Because, for instance, I know that the majority of the people watching my stream usually never interact in the chat. Majority of people lurk. Just watch, which is fine, of course. It's all good. And I know that for YouTube, for instance, it's a huge percentage of people who watch primarily on mobile platforms, but that's going to include tablets as well. I think it's like 75%, 80% of people that watch YouTube mainly on their phones. I'm pretty sure for Twitch it's probably gone up since the last time that I checked official figures. Anyway, alright. A little bit of a drop over there in game, but it's cool. Here you go. Yeah, so it's here for JorDan earlier. He's got almost enough resources to go for one extra TC, but instead we'll see the monastery come up because he's gotta go for it. He's already been going for scouts. So this is the whole point of it. Going for scouts so that he gets map control of the center and he gets monks out to go and collect the relics. Meanwhile, Villese, on the other hand, he's got a monastery on the way, but he also has a TC coming up. And this is possible because of the eco upgrades. Villese has managed to get Bolso, Heavy Plow, while he was on his way to the castle. He's got much stronger upgrades compared to what JorDan's got right now. And what JorDan's had already. So if we take a look at the gather economy time, you'll see that Villese has about 3 more minutes or so. That shouldn't be too much when you think about it, of gather economy time. But because he's got better upgrades for economy compared to JorDan, and we take a look at the eco achievements over here, you're gonna see that Villese actually has managed to collect more than what 3 minutes of extra gather economy time have you believe they would. So it's going to be about 400 extra resources. So no wonder he was able to go for the monastery and the TC. The TC will be about 400 extra resources. It is late. I have already turned off my PC. Yeah, makes sense. So far, so good. We have like already for both these guys. JorDan, remember, he gets these for 15% cheaper. This is a very interesting civilization to go for JorDan, and this is a very interesting strat to go for JorDan over here, because you are not really expecting players to experiment something wild and new in a tournament game, especially of this much importance. So I think JorDan might have something planned over here. I think JorDan's coming from having tried this before elsewhere, perhaps privately, and he's gonna try to make it work. The most part right now, it's going to be mostly about a 15% discount on scouts. However, he does need to get Bowsaw. He does need to get eventually Heavy Plow, especially as he's going already for extra farms, so that he can keep up with the economy. Otherwise, Villese is just going to keep on pulling further ahead, especially with the second TC coming up earlier for the bull player. He's going to have a higher working count right now, and that's a nice snipe from Villese. JorDan was trying to sneak around and take the relic. In the end, Villese, being the active player he is and scouting around the map 100% of the time, does end up realizing about the monk over there and taking it down before JorDan gets a chance of snatching the relic off. The red player is of course going to keep on going for more as JorDan's trying to find the monk, and he's going to! Villese! He dropped the ball! He dropped the relic! He lost the monk over there. He needed to bring the monk back. I'm not really sure why he didn't do it. And now on the left-hand side, we see a monk going down from Villese as well. And you know what? JorDan is on 10 light cavalry with the 11th light cavalry coming up. For some reason, he bailed from here to try and prevent Villese from getting this one. Because if he brought all his light cavalry up to the north to prevent the relic from being collected over here, we would have seen Villese just go and collect this one instead, so. Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. JorDan. JorDan's not got 10th too much so far this game. There we are. Beautiful snipe over there from Villese once again. Taking another monk down. That's the second monk that JorDan loses so far. And to be fair though, he's also the only player who's been able to collect the relics. We saw earlier that he had some relics over here at hand. And Villese. Vilese's got the first relic from up in the north already inside the walls, but he's not garrisoned it yet. We still have 2 relics up for grabs over here, so it's 100% possible for Villese to end up getting 3 relics versus only 2 from JorDan. But for the time being, it's going to be better for JorDan a little bit. It's going to be 2-1. Let's see, the monks are coming out now for the red player. Nice, got 2 on the right hand side, 2 coming up on the left hand side. That should be enough. 3 coming up on the left hand side. 5 monks total for JorDan. We'll see the conversions coming up over there as he's trying to target the light cavalry. He's going to end up losing one of the monks for sure, and the other monk goes down before getting a conversion as well. As he pushes the light cavalry away, he still has 1 extra monk over here to go and collect the relic with, so that should be going in favor of JorDan. And this one on the left hand side seems like it's going to go in favor of JorDan. If Villese is paying attention to the fog of war though, he should be trying to find the monk, but he won't do it, and JorDan will get away with 4 relics this game. Well, Villese gets a single relic over here. Still significantly stronger economy for Villese, as he is the only player with a 4th TC. Yes. Well done. Well done. JorDan brings the relics in. There we go. 4-1 relics in favor of JorDan. Fantastic. 4TC is finally coming out for JorDan, but yeah, no wonder Villese is still looking so much stronger. His civilization fits this map so much better compared to JorDan. If you are to believe the clowns, and you should. And Imperial is gonna be on the way for Villese very soon. He's been collecting stone, he's gonna be able to go for a castle. JorDan instead, JorDan's going for atonement. I really don't get it though. Why would you go for Berbers for a monk play over here? Doesn't make any sense. Berbers don't get block printing. Right? So that's pretty bad. They don't get sanctity, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the case. So the monks are not anywhere near as tanky. Right? Yeah. And it's just overall not a good civilization for this. Meanwhile, Villese is already on his way to the Imperial Age, but the Cavalry are on the way as he gets access to it in the Castle Age already. Yeah, and JorDan will be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon, and he will be able to go for his own castle very soon as well, but just Villese is looking so much stronger. And check this out, he's going for quadruple stable over here, actually, because he already had 2 stables before. It's going to be sextuple stables here. Septuple stables for Villese. And he's just gonna go ham with Cavalier, guys. Doesn't matter if he's got only 1 relic over here. He's got a good amount. Go miners. Maybe to throw Villese out of the game? I really do not understand how he would do that though. It just seems like Vilese's civilization is so much better. Let me take a look at gather economy time. It's already better by about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes close to it. So for Villese. He's gonna be in the Imperial so much earlier as well. And we'll see the Cavalier coming up already. He's gonna try and get full map control. And here he comes. We see the conversions coming up from Villese. We see the conversions coming up from JorDan. Ends up getting a conversion. Villese, that is. Yeah. And JorDan gets pushed away. So now we'll see the castles come up 4 from Villese. Further surprised that he's not gone for the castle already, given that he had the resources and he could start going for cherishes already, but... yeah, what does JorDan do in this position? He gets cheaper camels, yes. He's gonna start going for some camels. And then for Villese, we'll see Halberdier. And then JorDan's gonna be forced into Halberdier himself as well. And then we're gonna see Hand Cannoneer from both these guys, which are going to be so much stronger for Villese because of the 25% stronger gunpowder units. So finally, here comes the castle from Villese and JorDan. Not there yet. Not quite there yet. 2 siege workshops coming in for Villese as well. And Paladin upgrade on the way for the blue player. As he's got chemistry coming up, he's gonna be able to go for trebuchets and bombard cannons simultaneously. And with Paladin here in about a minute and 50 seconds or so, JorDan will struggle to fight these units off, as he's still not gotten to the Imperial Age, and thus has not gotten access to heavy camels. So it's going to be Paladin against Castle Age units. It's not going to be too pretty for JorDan. Here come the trebuchet. And we have conscription coming up afterwards. So after he finishes researching conscription, he finishes researching chemistry. We're gonna see more siege coming up from Villese. Chemistry is coming up significantly earlier, so we're gonna see bombard cannons coming in right away. There we go. And the second castle's on the way now for Villese. The first trebuchet should start unpacking very soon, targeting this castle in JorDan. He's going for the one trebuchet himself. He's got a second castle over here going for conscription. Paladin's only about 15 seconds away from Villese, JorDan. Still no heavy camel rider though. It seems like he's just laying over here down, waiting for Villese to arrive and take the game. Fantastic. Here come the Paladins, guys! And the heavy camel rider's only now on the way, still 50 seconds away. This is not good. This is not good at all. For JorDan, that is. And Villese is looking great. He's bringing the Halberdier that we were talking about earlier. It's just a natural transition given what JorDan's been going for. And it seems like it's going to be honestly kind of over in the next 2 minutes. I honestly have no idea what JorDan can do over here. I don't think he can do anything. If he starts going for Halberdier himself, then Villese just goes for Hand Cannoneer, and it's the same situation. The castle goes down over here for JorDan. Manages to get one trebuchet out. And well, Villese is gonna keep on putting more and more pressure. It's got the bombard cannons coming over, as well as the trebuchets coming in. Yeah, there's no Halberdier, sorry, pikemen. If he brings the pikemen out, Villese has got first up stronger units because of Halberdier, and then he can make a transition to Hand Cannoneer. Yes, spearline units. This is what I'm talking about. The Paladin might not do too hot against the heavy camel riders, but the Halberdier will clean this up. Trebuchet is coming here for Villese as well. JorDan calls it GG. It was paperwork for Villese. The game never looked to be favoring JorDan, even when he managed to get most of the relics, because it came at a cost of the extra TCs. Villese, of course, with Burgundians getting better eco upgrades earlier, was able to get the second TC up earlier. Actually, he was able to get the second TC up at the same time as he got the monastery, right? Well, JorDan had to choose one thing over the other, so... Not great. Not great for JorDan, and I can't help but think that he was trying to save Turks for a different map. I'm still not really sure what his plan is for that civilization. But now Villese doesn't have Burgundians anymore, and JorDan doesn't have Berbers. That is a big loss if you're playing an arena tournament for Villese. But for JorDan, Berbers could have been a very strong civilization on a different map, so I'm... Yeah, still positive about this. It was actually a top 5 arena civilizations versus one of the absolute worst. Yep, exactly. Was expecting this to be extremely one-sided. It was. JorDan gets better KD, doesn't matter. Economy is so much better for Villese. I have no idea why JorDan went for this. He had Turks. And there's no Black Forest over here. There's no... other map for you to obviously go for Turks, so I guess he's probably just trying to save it for one of the other ones that I have not seen them to aim too much before, such as Chaos Pit, but I guess we are going to find out. And welcome you guys to game number 3. As the series is tied up right now, this is going to define who gets the lead in the series, who's going to be favored by the 4th game, whose match point is going to be game number 4. But for the time being, this is what we have to work with. Bohemians for Villese, Magyars for JorDan. Before we get any further, let me enable predictions for the next 5 minutes, so that you can predict who you think is going to win game number 3. Options are going to remain the same in the same order, so Villese option 1, JorDan option 2, 5 minutes, and go for it. I like Bohemians more. Oasis you can just wall up and force a linear late game, I think. Should be pretty good. And what JorDan's going to have going for him, though, is once the gold runs out, he's going to have Magyar Hazar, I guess. That's probably about as much of a lead that I can think for Magyars in that sense. However, there is something that Bohemians got to potentially work against that, and we're going to discuss that as we talk about the civilization, starting with Bohemians. We get, and I'm going to mention first things off, 25% higher bonus damage from spear line units. So defense is going to be fantastic. Against cavalry, anyway. Besides that, we get for Bohemians access to chemistry and hand cannoneer in the Castle Age. Mining camp upgrades come for free for Bohemians, and then they also get 100 less wood cost for blacksmiths for universities. We're gonna get a fantastic bonus for villages, which is sanctity and fervor affecting villages. They can be faster, they can be stronger. And for the team bonus, Bohemians will also have 80% faster working markets. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. While for JorDan Civilization instead, for the red player, we get free attack upgrades from the blacksmiths. It's going to have also a 15% discount on scout line unit production, which is of course going to come in quite handy if we are to get to the later stages of the game and gold runs out. And then on top of that, for Magyars, we're gonna have villagers can kill wolves with 1 strike. And I don't think we have any wolves over here. I don't think we have any predators on this map, do we? I don't think we do. Oh, we do! We do have a few. We have a jaguar over here. Tiger, actually, even. And what about the right-hand side? There are no tigers over here. But yeah, that makes it a little bit easier for JorDan to just send the villagers completely unprotected to the sides and just try to get the walls up. Yeah, there we go. We have a tiger over here. For the team bonus, finally, we'll see that JorDan also gets, with Magyars, 2 extra line of sight on foot archer units. And that'll be about it. Predictions are on for 2.5 more minutes. Right now, it's looking very one-sided in favor of Villese. 1k versus 20 channel points. Now let's take a look at the map generation over here before we get any further. As the players are going up to the village, we're going to start getting some action very soon. Taking a look at the bull player, we're gonna have the gold on the back. Now this is very safe, but it's not the most efficient, mainly because it's got all of this kind of out of reach, the northwest part of it. Secondary goal is gonna be kind of too far away. The other secondary goal is too far away as well. Both of these are outside the walls. And then we have a stone forward, which is going to be protected. And then the secondary stone is on the left-hand side. Sort of protected, I guess. But not too much because it's actually part of the walls. Taking a look at the map generation for JorDan, on the other hand. What do we get for the red player? It's gonna have, first off, main goal forward. So it's kind of exposed. We have the secondary goals to the side, so it's very similar for both these players. And then on top of that, we are going to have the stone over here on the back. We have both stones on the back to the sides, different sides. And it shouldn't be too difficult for him to protect himself, even if we saw walls connected to the wood line over here, from here to here and here to here. And then potentially connecting to the wood lines over here. Just connect the dots, right, from here to here and here to here. He should be in a much better position, and he ends up securing all 5 resources. Anybody who might want to play the odds, it's your last chance. 40 seconds still left in the predictions. 1,000 bones for Villese so far. 30 measly bones for JorDan. Anybody betting a significant amount of bones over here for the red player is going to stand is going to get a much better reward should JorDan win. In any case, yeah, JorDan tried to go forward with a tower over there, and he ended up getting pushed away. He's got scouts though. He's got 3 scouts over here. He's gotta be careful. There are some spearmen from Villese. Yeah, but JorDan still should be able to clean this up, I think. And might be able to get the tower up in the end. Not quite though. The reaction from Villese was swift, and he ended up going for a counter tower himself. Put some bones in JorDan. Let's go! Make it even, baby. And JorDan's got some scouts over here still left, but he has to bring the villagers back. He's got the walls coming in, and this is actually greedier than what I thought he was going to go for in the end. I thought he was just going to connect the wood lines, right? But in the end, I mean, he will on the left-hand side, it's just much farther away than I thought he was going to go for in the end. Stone walls! Damn. I shall take those bones shortly. We'll see. Thank you for your donation. Shots fired. Legends on the way now for Villese. He's got some archers, but it's unlikely he'll be able to get in over here. So fletching is going to end up coming in as kind of a wasted investment for Villese if he's unable to breach through over here, if he's unable to prevent the walls from coming up. And it seems like he's gonna be completely unable to do anything here. In the outside near the flagpole after school. We'll see who takes whose bones. There we go. Fantastic. The walls are completely built for JorDan on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, we'll see the walls coming up over here. It's just going to be palisades for this one from JorDan. He is collecting some stone, so you could potentially have tried to go for stone walls if you wanted to, but palisades over here makes sense still. Would probably still have liked to see him go for stone walls, probably connecting the wood lines over here, maybe even securing the relic, you know? If he could go for the wall behind the relic over here, he would have been able to collect, or at the very least, he would have been able to secure 2 relics, and then if he had gone out and collected any of these, he would have already guaranteed a lead in relic control. Castle should be on the way for Villese. He's not spent quite as much in terms of villager walking time, roaming around the map, trying to get the walls too far away. He's just gotten the local palisade walls up over here, so his economy is a little bit stronger, and he'll be on his way to the castle age while JorDan shouldn't really lag too far behind, though. He's got 12 woodworkers. He's got a good amount of gold miners as well. So he should be on his way to the castle age very soon as well. And in the end, it's going to be about a 15-second lead for Villese. I think probably at most a 30-second lead. And there we are, 2.5 minutes for Villese to get to the castle age while JorDan still struggling a little bit though. Does he have a market to balance his economy? He does! He does! And he could click up already if he sells some of this wood over there. Instead, he chooses to go for extra farms, which is, of course, 100% valid. But it's going to delay him quite a bit. And he would have been able to click up already if he had sold the wood earlier and had delayed the farms a little bit. It doesn't really matter too much though. In the end, it's going to be only a 40-second lead for Villese, which isn't even enough for him to get the units over to the other side of the map. So what does JorDan care? Should have enough with the defender's advantage over here just to hold on against whatever Villese goes for. And yeah, he's going to be completely finished with the walls on the right hand side, right? Villese. He's trying to roam around. JorDan knows about the archers coming in. He just lost a scout to it. To the army. And yeah, the walls are coming out. JorDan sending an additional villager over here just to get this up on time. It's gonna be fine. Ends up using the gold as part of the walls, which I am not the biggest fan of, but he still has all the extra gold available on the left hand side, right? We have both these, which may I say at 8,400 resources should suffice for JorDan to get to the later stages and afford whatever he wants to go for this game. Or at the very least should be enough for him to at the very least get control of the missing gold over here. Castle Edge there for Villese. We see the Crossman upgrade coming out. We see Balkan Arrow on the way. There we go. Left hand side. Yes, town center's on the way for Villese. Second and third TC is already on the way. Smash is coming over the left hand side from Villese as well. Meanwhile, JorDan gets the second TC up. He's going for a defensive siege workshop to hold on against the crossbows. Beautiful position for Villese. He forces the siege workshop on the right hand side, so now he's gonna start pushing from the left. And JorDan's going to be a little bit awkward because of it. Scorpion on the way for JorDan, not even a manual. How many crossbows do we have over here? 7 crossbows for Villese. Scorpions over here should suffice. Especially if he can get 2, for instance. It's going to be pretty difficult for Villese to get anything done. There we go, second PC comes up. Fantastic, just in time. Just in time, and now these crosses cannot come in. Well done. JorDan's defense, fantastic. Meanwhile, Villese is pushing on the left-hand side as well. He's got a ram over here. Garrison ram, he's got the monk coming out. He's got a second monk on the way as well. And all of this is while he goes for a triple TC. Boom. I don't know what that means, guys. Manual on the way now for JorDan as well. Here we go. Yeah. JorDan is unlikely to keep on getting pushed over here so long as he can keep the siege safe. And he shouldn't really struggle over here. There isn't really too much maneuvering space for Villese to work with, so in the end is... Oh, that is a good shot from JorDan. So yeah, in the end it's alright for defense as the red player is going to hold on over here just fine. This is gonna be a long one, guys. I can tell you that much, even if it's not 2 hours. It's going to be a long one, just the nature of the map. That's just the way it is. And this was JorDan's home map as well. Still pretty curious as to what he wants to use Turks for. People that can't properly show affection, show they are really aggressive against those they love. Like Helga from Hey Arnold. I remember that. Or Nova, an AoE caster. Yeah, and apparently also Gaz, an AoE viewer. 30C's on the way now for JorDan. Ha! Joke's on you. I am actually a masochist. Okay. Good defense. Good defense. JorDan's going to be fine. And on the left-hand side, JorDan's been able to defend over here just fine as well. I really thought Vilese's push from the left after he breached through the walls was going to be so much stronger over here. I thought he was going to get enough units to come forward and already start knocking on the TCs, but it's been pretty difficult. He's got just the one ram, a few crossbows, and then the monk.
Jsem připravena.
He's going after the house. There is nothing better for him to do right now. Trying to repair the ram as well. There we go. The castle's coming out for JorDan. On the hill, and that is a beautiful location. Now, this puts a stop to Vilese's push 100%. Yeah, and Vilese gets pushed back. And what does he do? He takes a house down from JorDan and goes for a house himself, just to assert dominance. It's actually just to keep the TC from going idle, but now he's going to go after the gate over here. There is already an opening over here. This is just going to make it a little bit more accessible. And what do we have from JorDan? JorDan's got the knights. We saw him go for these knights earlier. He sent those forward. Let's see if he can get any damage down Villese. He's got 3 TCs. Shouldn't really struggle to defend this economy too much. And yeah, JorDan's already got it spotted over here, so it's unlikely he'll be able to do much of anything really. Whoa! Carl Balloon coming in hot with a prime gaming sub, and you know how much I love prime subs. Free for you, great for me. Let's redistribute wealth over here. Best has got too much. And thank you so much. 3 months shows extended support. I always appreciate to see that as well. And you got a new badge for you as well. Good stuff. I believe this is the bronze badge, right? I believe so. No, this is actually the gold one, isn't it? It's the gold one. Yes, I think it's wood for 1 month, bronze for 2 months. No. It's bronze for 3 months, and then there is silver for 6 months, gold for 9 months, and I believe 12 months onwards is platinum. Don't get me wrong, it was something for Yo and Tato, but this one could be a little bit shorter, please. I am not particularly looking forward to another multi-hour game myself, especially with how hot it's already got in my room because of the computer and because of how long the stream's been going. I will love being able to still speak tomorrow, you know? Been going for 9 hours non-stop, just talking, shouting, and cannot imagine this being too healthy in the long run, so I would appreciate also a little bit of a shorter one over here. But hey, we are getting to the Imperial Age already. 29 minutes into it. And Villese has got another siege workshop coming up in front of the castle, so that's going to be 2 siege workshops. He already had one behind over here. I don't think he's going to use it though, too far away from now. And we see the tertiary on the way for Villese. He's got arbalesters, bracer, chemistry, and once he finishes researching chemistry, which honestly he could have gone for while he was going up to the Imperial Age, but didn't do so for some reason. Probably didn't have the resources. Once he gets that, he'll be able to go for bombard cannons too as well. So this is going to be a 2-punch siege push over here from Villese with the traps and the bombard cannons. Plus, block printings on the way, so Vilese's monks gonna be pretty good. Let's take a look though. We have Magyar Hussar coming out from JorDan. very small amount of units though. Only 2 Mega Hussar over here, and because Villese doesn't have ballistics yet, he couldn't take the units down, otherwise he probably would have been able to clean that up. Wow!
Thank you for the tilde 20-ish hours this weekend.
For the tilde 28 hours this weekend. Thanks to you for your support, Carl Balone. It's very much appreciated. With the $5 and all the subscriptions from yesterday and today, I come in at about $1 per hour for this weekend. So we can make that a new meme and make Robo feel like he's rich, actually. But I do appreciate it, of course. I'm actually joking over there. It's very good. $5. It's going to be good for about 5 avocados. Not the avocados that I've been posting on Instagram, though. Those are actually significantly pricier. I think one of those alone was like $3, but it's worth about 3 avocados as well. They are very large. Speaking of which, I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. After the stream is over today, I'm going to go and get myself some avocado. With some fried tortillas as well. For breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. So far so good. Vilese's got 3 trebuchets over here. The bombard cannons coming up. Finally. With the 2 additional bombard cannons on the way. So that's going to increment this to 5 siege weapons. We are. Lubnita's coming up now from Villese 2 and JorDan's getting Recurvo. This gives the cavalry archers 1 extra range and 1 extra damage. So that's already +4 attack on these guys, and I imagine he most likely does not have chemistry currently. It's going for conscription. Vilese's push over here is very strong though. If he can keep this momentum, he might be able to seal the game before we get to the hour mark. The way that this goes, and usually the way that maps like these go, is the game is pretty much normal. It's, you know, easy to wall yourself in, it's easy to play for economy, and you get to the Imperial Age, and then it's pretty much normal until gold starts running out, and then it's just a slugfest. So Vilese's momentum over here is quite good if you're expecting, or if you're hoping for this game to be shorter. This should come in as a very pleasant sight from Villese. Getting close to 200 population already, and JorDan still on 140 or so. Well, Villese is mostly on 180 or so, but that's because he doesn't really have enough houses, and JorDan just got the GG! Doesn't even wait for Villese to really break into his base. He was getting very close from doing that anyways. JorDan, losing game number 3, finds himself down by 1 point as Villese is already 2-1 against the GL player. We'll take a look at the achievements and go back to see what we can expect for game number 4 and 5. For military then, we'll see a stronger KD for Villese, about 21-20. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Villese as well, collecting about 5,000 extra resources. And for society, a stronger society for Villese, with a higher worker count towards the end of the game. And it's overall so good for Villese. Fantastic use of a civilization. And, you know, this was actually JorDan's map choice, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back and take a look at it. And, back in the day, you know, Mem used to average about 12 hours per stream. I don't think it streams anywhere near as much these days, but I think it's for good, man. You shouldn't be expected to be streaming that much. To be honest, it's pretty unrealistic to even expect somebody to stream even 8 hours a day. Unless they are making enough from the stream to pay editors and have staff, basically, to take care of everything else. Told them off, by the way. 8 hours is not short. Yeah, it's not. It's not. To be completely honest, I think 4 hours is fine. And I think 6 hours is actually pretty close to just streaming full time, especially if you have to maintain also a YouTube channel, if you have to do stuff for your streaming your own as well. Depends a lot on the content, to be fair. Yeah, as well. But as an individual, there's only so many hours you have of waking time, so no matter what kind of content you're doing, if you're gonna have to maintain also a YouTube channel, stay active on socials, that kind of stuff, it's pretty unrealistic to stream 8 hours every day. But if you have like an editor or somebody who's going to take care of that stuff for you, then yeah, you can go for that. It's an interesting dynamic. Once you get large enough that you can actually afford to pay people to do the other work that you would have to do yourself, and that would decrease the amount of time that you would be able to stream with. It actually increases the amount of time you can actually stream, and that gives people more content as well, and also usually helps you grow even faster as well. I guess it's like that for everything, right? Engaging cast in your games, trying to keep a high quality is not equal in time to playing a relaxed game, just talking to chat. Yeah, that is true as well. Some content is going to be very taxing, some content is not too much. If you're literally just playing games and chilling, I guess you can probably go for very long hours. But if you have to be mentally very active, thinking about stuff all the time, I cannot imagine high-level chess, right? Probably for 8 hours in a row. Might not be very physically demanding, but I imagine it's gotta be so taxing mentally. Like 2 days ago, a new Pokemon game came out, and some people were streaming it whole night and day. Damn. All in. Is that the one that crashed or had some issues or something? I'm not familiar with it, but I think I heard some people complain about it. I think like one was broken or something like that. Regardless though, I'm digressing too much. This is the effects of going 9 hours just talking about Age of Empires. Brain starts kind of wandering off and sidetracking. So let's get back into the game. And taking a look at the civilizations, we knew there was going to be Franks and Chinese. That means, however, the Villese for the bonuses is going to get free farm upgrades, which is great. It's going to have also 15% faster foragers, which is what I was talking about earlier as well. On Chaos Pit, you do have berry bushes to collect from, so with Franks, you're going to potentially collect the resources from this faster. Besides that, we also get 20% extra HP on cavalry units starting in the village onwards, as well as 25% cheaper castles, and for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on island units. As the players are already getting to the village, I'm going to enable predictions, but we are going to have the predictions on for only 2 minutes, guys. So, be aware of that, alright? Option 1, Villese. Option 2, JorDan for game number 4, but only 2 minutes, so go for it. For the Chinese, JorDan instead is going to begin with 3 extra villages, and he's already been able to take advantage of it. He's on 4 extra workers right now, despite the fact that Villese has not really gotten too much in terms of idle TC time, and that is just made possible because of the Deep Waters format with 9 starting villagers. On top of that, Chinese will also get 5 extra population support per TCs, 5 higher line of sight on TCs, 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus, we'll see also Chinese get 10% extra food on farms. Scholars coming in now for JorDan as well. Said streamer has a YouTube editor who does his YouTube stuff, and they share the revenue, mostly because he doesn't want to do it nor is good at video editing. Was hilarious when said YouTube editor sniped into his game and uploaded him beating the streamer. What game is this turnip again? Anyway. Yeah, that seems fun. Oh, Dota 2. Wow. Nice. Scouts coming up from both guys. It seems like Villese is already streaming the units into JorDan's economy. He's trying to fish for exposed villagers. He's got the hill advantage over here. Might be able to get the villager down over there. He's going to try to focus the villager down, and he gets the woman. And 3 spearmen over here were not enough defense, but now they get a scout down. And Villese will have to roam around. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we don't really have too much action just yet. JorDan's roaming around. He's gonna try and get the villagers over here from Villese. Will he be able to do so, though? By the looks of it, not so much. Very good unit control over here for Villese as well. Notice how he pushes the scouts away just by using the villagers. Well done, and now the spearmen over there ends up getting a lot of free hits on the scouts. And JorDan cannot keep on doing too much damage over here. Might be getting too late for the red player. That's another villager down for JorDan as Villese gets 2 villager picks over here. Diminishes the villager lead of JorDan to only 1 extra villager. There we go, down the south. Yeah, Villese is going for extra scouts over here, and he's been the one prioritizing production over here for the most part. Notice, he's on 6 scouts already. He's got the 7th scout on the way in JorDan. He's only on 1 scout. He's just lost one, this one, so he's got only 1 scout garrison inside the stable over here. And he's just playing for defense. And you know, for the most part, it's working. As Villese did not keep on moving forward. If he had kept on moving forward, he would have been able to find the opening over here before JorDan had the walls up. I think although if JorDan was paying attention, he probably would have been able to go for a house foundation or something like that. In the end, Villese will be the first one to chop through though, so it's going to be the first one to get access to extra resources. For anybody who might not be familiar with Chaos Pit, the resources are outside, the minerals are outside, and then at the center you have a little bit of stone and not much more. Not much more. Market's on the way for JorDan. Villese. He's got so far the stable in the blacksmith on the way, no market. But even if he had gone for the market, he wouldn't be able to utilize it to balance his economy because it's already... He's fine, like he doesn't really float any resources. Could potentially sell the stone and go up faster, but... JorDan's finally able to breach through, to cut through over here, to chop through the wood. He's going to realize about the gold, go over there, start collecting from it already, and we'll see the walls come up for the red player very soon. Meanwhile, Villese has sent scouts around to try and find JorDan, and because JorDan's going for the walls on the left-hand side, Villese might actually be able to find a villager or 2 over here on the right. As he's got the scouts coming up, and JorDan's trying to get the walls up over here. He's not going to rush it because he's not aware of Villese going around. And now here comes the blue player. And this could result in a lot of villager kills. Now Villese has to pay attention, and he is. So that's going to be the 3rd villager going down from JorDan, who realizes about this now. But cannot prevent the scouts from taking the villager. He is forced into local walls over here around the resources, around the gold. He is forced into houses, disconnecting, splitting both his economies over here outside and inside the wood line. And this puts Villese in a very good spot, because JorDan cannot keep on sending any extra villagers anymore, right? And notice that Villese keeps the high HP scout. He's going to send this one over, and he realizes about the villager over there, but there's a spearman, so JorDan should be able to defend the villager just fine. With 4 scouts, so we might see the spearman go down in the end, and JorDan gets the quick walls up. That means that he remains open. And then Villese on the other hand. Villese is going for the walls himself. He's going to be fine over here. Eventually he'll finish this. And both players will be in the castle age very soon. They have clicked up at about the same time. Villese's got only a 6 seconds advantage to the castle age or so. So not too big. Beautiful. So far, so good. Villese. Seems like he might end up finding the villager over here anyway, though. Can he get it? If he fully commits to the villager, I'm sure he can get it, but the scouts would have gone down anyway. I don't really think, though, he wants to save these scouts anyway. Like, what is he going to do? He's got almost no HP. These are only 2, so it's not good. I guess he can try and keep this open in case he goes for knights once he gets to the cast stage. But because the stables are forward in front of his base, Villese is going to start putting pressure in front of JorDan's base as well, as opposed to going around the outside. Monastery is on the way for Villese. The siege workshop over here is on the way for Villese. Here we are. Beautiful. Battering ram is coming up now for the blue player. And JorDan's got the second stable only now on the way, so he's certainly struggling to keep up with production. At this point in time, Villese already has 4 knights, and he's got another one queued up with husbandry coming up. And Jordan's not gone for bloodlines just yet, so the HP of Villese's units is higher. And then on top of that, only 2 knights for JorDan. Now he's making a transition to camels. Villese's got to go for the pikeman upgrades. Got a good amount of spearmen over here. Although, if he just plays for monks, he should be able to defend himself against camels anyway. And then the knights are going to take care of everything else. Here comes Villese though. The knights, spearmen, still no pikeman upgrade. And the ram, he'll go up to the stable right away, and he's trying to get back. He's trying to get to the back of the economy from JorDan, but he realized about the monks and the monk and the camels and bales. And if he just plays a little bit more cautiously over here, a little bit more systematic, and just tries to go for one thing at a time, right? So he's going after the stable first, and he's got the monks to defend with. Potentially get some conversions up over here. Should be able to get the stable down and force another one for JorDan. That's gonna be a few hundred resources JorDan's been investing just trying to keep up with Villese. Second TC is on the way for... Third TC is on the way for JorDan. Second TC is on the way for Villese now as well. Comes a big engagement as JorDan's taking the camels here, trying to defend himself. We see the conversions come up. Only 1 camel converted over there. Villese is still on 7 knights versus 4 camels. Should be able to get a better engagement over there, but they disengage right away. They disengage. And Villese still looking darn strong. These monks will eventually get enough faith to get the conversions once again. And man, it doesn't seem like it's going to matter though. Villese is getting villagers down over here with the knights. He's doing such a good job. Even if JorDan's looking a little bit stronger for economy right now, Villese's made JorDan's economy quite messy at the center. So if we take a look at gather economy time, it's better for JorDan still by about 6-10 minutes. But I imagine that might not be the case for much longer if Villese keeps on putting the pressure like this. Here we go. Here we are. Manuel coming out for Villese as well. Monk goes down from JorDan. Does not manage to get the conversion at all. And Villese still keeps the monks up over here. 100% faith for this one. Yeah, 100% faith for all of them. Here we are, up in the north. We have some knights knocking on the door from JorDan, and I don't think he's gonna be able to pay attention to everything though. He takes the medal down from Villese. But the units are looking so much better for the blue player. Villager count's only 4 higher for JorDan. But Villese's got so many extra units over here, plus the monks. that if an engagement is to take place, I'm 100% sure Villese comes out on top. Meanwhile, up in the north, he's managed to come in, or the very least he's managed to destroy the gate, but it was already open up in the north, and he's just not come in just yet. So Villese needs to pay attention, but here comes the engagement. This is what I'm talking about. The monks. Where are the monks, though? The monks went down. Villese ended up getting pushed away from here. He should have gotten the engagement over there if he had gotten the conversions. He took that one, no problem, but now JorDan's pushed him out, and the game is neck and neck. 79 to 79 population for both these guys. On the same worker count, on the same military count. See, finally, Villese started to put some pressure up in the north over here, getting a villager down, potentially getting even more than a villager down. Most likely a few. And he needs to reset and get a stronger push going once again. The camels from JorDan are great. But Villese, you know, the camels are not hard counter tonight, so Villese needs to get the pikeman upgrade, get a few extra pikemen over here, and then he's gonna be fine. Alternatively, he can go for more knights and just try to outnumber JorDan a little bit. It doesn't take too many extra knights for you to take a better engagement against camels, but he's choosing to go for the pikeman route, and I think it's a good one. And here comes the engagement. We see the conversions coming up over there. One camel getting converted. Yes, two camels, three camels. All the camels getting converted, and the pikemen are over here. The extra knights coming out. The conversions send the pikemen over there. This should be going in favor of Villese. And he's fighting here with claws and teeth. Just trying to get some momentum, but he gets pushed back. It's so close, though. It's so close. The conversions from JorDan are also coming in clutch over here. It's not just Villese with the monks to defend himself with, to potentially get the offensive with. But JorDan's been able to get some good conversions over here and thus prevent Villese from getting too far ahead. Now, the blue player's gonna keep on sending units forward. He's got a villager going up in the north. He's got a house coming up over here, and he's going to get spotted by JorDan, who's already going for the resource over there. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, he's got another villager moving forward. Meanwhile, Villese dives in at the center, manages to find two monks over here, but I think he might have lost two knights, though. I think he might have gotten converted. Villese takes his own knight over there, but the Mangonos gonna start pushing against the TC from JorDan. So, what to expect? JorDan's getting pushed away by villagers on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side, he does have the villager over here still, and he's going to go for stone walls to try and prevent JorDan from getting away. So if he pushes the red player, there's only one way out for JorDan. Away from the center, that's going to be up to the north. And you know, if Villese gets some quick walls up over here, could potentially... Okay, that was actually very good. I think it was a setup. I think he was trying to wall the villager. He's gotta do it though! That was so close! He was paying attention over to the center, but if he had paid attention over here, he would have been able to trap the villager from JorDan and get the walls up over here and prevent the red player from getting out of the back. The center is still pretty strong and pretty close for both these guys. With Villese getting a nice mango shot and taking the mango down over there. Puts himself in a very good spot, and he's got 5 monks this time around. JorDan's got 2 monks only. That's going to give us potentially 3 more conversions for Villese. Will he be able to take advantage of it? Of course, time will tell. He's got 4 villages coming up. JorDan will have to endure a castle drop over here from Villese. The bull player is looking strong. And it was very even for a while, but now JorDan's struggling big time. Despite the fact that he's got 1 extra TC, he's not really being able to get ahead. And wow! In villager count, and JorDan just goes on to call the GG, and Villese takes game number 4 to move on to the quarterfinals with a final score of 3-1. JorDan says good luck in the next stage. Well done. Let's go through the achievements really quickly over here. And boy, that was a great game, great performance from Villese. We get a better KV for the blue player in the end. We're gonna see for economy, a stronger economy for Villese in the end as well, collecting about 700 extra resources with a higher worker count, of course. He ended up taking the fewest villager losses with only 1 villager going down compared to 9. And that's going to be about it for this one. So the fourth series of the day is over. Villese moves on. JorDan gets knocked out. We have all 8 quarterfinalists.